What is up, folks? NYKia31 here. What is this? Your eyes do not deceive you. I'm playing some All-Pro Football 2K8 with my New York Top Guns. Now, why, you may ask? Well, I have had bye weeks in all of my Madden and NCAA online leagues, and I'm in between seasons in MLB The Show and just starting an NBA 2K online association, so I had some time on my hands. I said, I wasn't really in the mood to play any ranked games of Madden and NCAA, so I said, you know what, let's pop in APF. It's been collecting dust for about 2.5, close to 3 months now. Let's pop the sucker in and play some games. Why not? So I'm throwing the 2K crowd a bone today. I'm always a fair and like-minded individual, or fair-minded individual, so why not? Playing a couple of lobby games, and lobby games in this is just as bad as playing random games in Madden. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. There are plenty of scumbags out there. Well, I shouldn't say plenty, there's not a lot of people who still play the game, but, scumbags are in existence. So anyway, I'll be putting together a little highlight reel of the games I've been playing with this squad. Offense, I have, as you can see here, the golden boy, Paul Horning, going and rumbling for some yardage there. Quarterback is Len Dawson. I have Charlie Taylor and Dwight Clark at wide receiver, Pete Metzelaars at tight end. I have Joe Jacoby at left tackle, Guy McIntyre at guard. I have a dominant left side of the line, which you'll see come into play. Joe Jacoby is a good bulldozing left tackle. Guy McIntyre is a brick wall guard. I like having quarterbacks that have an intangibles type attribute, whether it be clutch, leadership, fourth quarter comeback, all the above. And Dawson is one of my favorite quarterbacks in the game. He has play fake, laser arm, and clutch. And Horning gives me leadership bonus, and he's a do-everything kind of guy, running a little bit of a West Coast style. He's soft hands, and he has clutch as well. I like having intangible players who step up their game in those close situations where you need them. And Charlie Taylor's my press coverage beating vertical threat. Metzelaars and Clark are reliable possession types, and again, Clark has the clutch attribute as well. And on defense, I have Albert Lewis, Joey Browner, who I user, David the Intimidator Wilcox. I've never really used all that much. I've been playing this game for 3 years. I never used David Wilcox before, so I figured I'd throw him on the team. And David Butts as my defensive tackle. So I'm rolling with 4 guys on defense, which is enough. I usually go between 4 and 6 on defense, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. So, anyway, with this game, you guys know how I feel about this game. I feel like it gets, overrated by a certain segment of the population. But it's an okay game. It has a lot of warts, which, with the new games being out, has caused it to be at the back end of the game playing rotation. But the thing with APF is that when you've been away from it for a while, you come back to it, you do notice some little things that you appreciate and that you like. You say, hey, I remember liking this about the game. I'm talking about, small things like, things like how the ball deflects off of people or how it travels. Things like pass pressure and defensive proximity, the type of quarterback you have and what his attributes are. actually influence the flight of the football, which is a neat thing to see. And there are some neat things that happen in this game, in All Pro Football 2K8. And you see Madden, trying to go that direction too with their player traits, which I'll get into when I go into how I have my Indianapolis Colts that I use a lot in online ranked setup. Someone asked me how I have the Colts set up on defense, so I'll go into that, eventually. But, it just kind of helps bring a lot of flavor and personality to the game, which is, one of the biggest positives of it with the player attributes. People are under the mistaken impression that the players don't have ratings. They do have numerical ratings. We just don't see them, in the game. But obviously, in the game, there are, numerical ratings to the players. But the attributes exist to just give you an idea of what the players are best known for, so you can, make a decision on who you want to use and who, not to use, because all the players are good. It's just a matter of, how you decide to choose how you want to play. And this is a good game to show because this game shows you both the good sides of the game and the bad. Most of the good you see on my side as I play a clean sim-style game and I'm up against a douchebag who, uses a lot of gimmicks. The hot route corner, the defensive end twist glitch. Here he's trying to cadence me. He tried a couple of manual field goal blocks up the middle. The bunny hop from behind, where you can't tackle the guy from behind. There's just a lot of glitchy things in this game due to its AI shortcomings that most of the people who are left playing this game know all too well and take advantage of. So this shows you both, those sides of the game. You can see the, sim style and the cheese style, I guess, or the gimmick style. So you try to do a little bunny hop there, but this game goes pretty much back and forth. I actually have David Butts at the wrong position. Dave Butts in real life played left defensive tackle. I have him on the right side. And again, going back to those little things that 2K did do well with this game that you have to pay attention in order to notice. The game does recognize a difference between the left defensive tackle and the right. The three technique and the one technique defensive tackles. You know how you hear on a football game an analyst like John Gruden or Chris Collinsworth talk about a three technique tackle? Well, what does that mean? Well, a three technique defensive tackle is a defensive tackle that lines up between the guard and the tackle. And his job is to be a quick, disruptive penetrator. He's usually, not the stout, space-eating, man-mountain defensive tackle. He's more of a pass-rushing type defensive tackle. And Dominican Sue, he's a textbook example of a three-technique defensive tackle. The right defensive tackle is in the A-gap between the center and guard, and he's more of a space eater prototypically, and he has to be a guy who is strong enough or quick enough to shoot that space and command that double team. And if he's both strong enough and quick enough, you have a guy like Warren Sapp, who's a Hall of Famer. Those type of guys aren't easy to find, and truth be told, if I'm going to keep David Butts on this team, I need to move him to his left defensive tackle spot because he's not big enough to bull through there unless I do an under front, which I don't really want to do. I want to play just a single gap style of defense. I take a bad angle here and get lucky, but it is neat that the game does recognize that. And 2K does do stuff like that very well. And like I said, when you're away from the game for a while, you notice that and you say, you know, hey, that's pretty neat. Like right here, I have Butts, you know, under fronted, so now he's head up on the guard, and he just bulls him right there for the pressure. What I really should do if I want to keep a right defensive tackle there, I should probably get a guy like Fridge or Dan Seliamua who has more mass and more strength. But either way, you know, he can be effective. So, anyway, that's my bone to throw for the 2K crowd. Hope you enjoy, and I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. Peace.